I start this video, I would like to announce a spoiler alert. If you're not caught up on the show or have watched it in the entire show, you have been warned that there are probably gonna be spoilers in this episode. Alright, now let's get on with it. Welcome back. Arcus here, and this right here is my review on Riverdale, both Season 1 and Season 2. And since those are the only seasons that have come out so far, we're gonna take a closer look at them. Okay, so by now you must have heard of Riverdale. It's sort of the upcoming drama teen show that is on the CW, and it's also on Netflix. And it centers around a couple of teenagers, Archie, Betty, Veronica, and Jughead. And the entire concept of the series is based on Archie comics, which was a comic book that started in the early 40s, I believe. So the characters are taken from that comic book and so on, but the stories are completely new, and they've also put a much more darker twist to it. There's more of a to make it adaptable for TV. So there's a lot more. It's investigations. There's murder. I mean, just the season one first episode, it opens up with a boy being found dead, who is Jason Blossom, and then the entire first season centers around who killed him and trying to find out the mystery about it. They have sort of divided them teenagers into couples, so you have Betty and Archie. Betty and Archie, they're neighbors and best friends for a really long time, but Betty wanted something more but Archie didn't. And then this new girl Veronica entered town, and she sort of changed up everything and got Archie's attention. And instead, Betty decided she was gonna be with Jughead, and this was a really good matchup in my opinion. And so Betty and Jughead are sort of the investigating duo in season 1, and they try to come up with more answers, and all of them really help out together, but it's more focused on Betty and Jughead to be sort of the detectives, if you would like to call him that. And it's really good. It gets you hooked. If you start watching the first episode, you kind of have to continue watching it until you complete season 1. I mean, there's only 13 episodes, so that's sort of sad, but I guess why they did it, because they didn't know if it was going to be a success or not, and they wouldn't put too much of a gamble on it. But now that it was successful and they continued on to season 2, it got 23 episodes, I believe there are. Yeah. And this season is so much better in my opinion. There's much more darker, it's much more mysterious as well, because the season 1 cliffhanger was sort of heartbreaking because Archie's dad Fred got shot, and so we were left hanging for quite a bit some time until season 2 rolled around, and we found out he's okay, and then the Black Hood started coming up, and this was sort of the main arc in the series up till midway through the season. Then they sort of dropped it and called it finished, and then instead they didn't have anyone sort of bad guy that you would see portrayed in the show. I mean, they had Veronica's father, Hiram Lodge. He was introduced in the second season, and he's sort of the main, I don't know if you would call him villain or what you will call him, but he does some pretty shady stuff, and he's trying to buy over the South Side. So he starts by he buys up the school property of Southside High, and he's gonna have it torn down, and so therefore all the serpents, which Jughead now have joined and is sort of the leader of, they have to move to the north side and join Archie and Betty and all of those good guys, all the football players. So there's a lot of tension between them, and it makes for a really great season with a lot of conflicts and also really great moments as well. And since Archie and Veronica are dating, Archie starts becoming, he needs to loosen up to hire him and find out what he's up to. So they sort of become buddies slash rivals, if you would call it, because it starts out pretty funny when Archie's trying to get Hiram's attention, so he joins the wrestling squad, because Hiram was big on that when he was in school, and Hiram completely wrecks Archie, just to show his dominance, And then they have Archie working for Hiram and trying to figure stuff out for him, or be sort of errand boy, and they really played a really nice relationship between those two characters, and I would have hoped for them to continue with that forward to season 3, but we know that's not gonna happen because of the season 2 end finale. As you know, we're left stranding for a couple of more months before the season 3 premiere airs. So overall, the 2 seasons are very good. The second season was definitely better in my opinion, and I sort of see why. You know, they had a bit of time, you already gotten to know a bit of the characters' backstories and so on, so you can just move right in season 2 with a couple of more epic storylines. I don't know if you would call it, because they don't need to do as much backstories as well. And there's a lot of music in the show as well, and they're surprisingly good singers, all of them, except a few which we haven't heard yet. I'm looking at you, Jughead. But other than that, the others sound really great when they sing. I don't know if they actually auditioned by singing as well, or if they were just lucky that the actors and actresses could sing. Because Archie sings a lot, which is played by KJ Apa, and Camila Mendes, which portrays Veronica, she sings a lot as well. And now recently in season 2, Betty, who is played by Lila Reinhardt, she's also started to take a more big role in the singing, and they have done tons of covers, and they have some originals as well. You know, one of the favorites they've covered is Kids in America in season 1. They also did a cover of Mad World in season 2 now, which was really good in my opinion as well. And then there's the musical episode that they decided to air in season 2. And I know it got a lot of hate, and I know it's the lowest rated episode in the entire season, but I really enjoyed it. I mean, the music was a good choice, and it was sort of a musical. They decided to go with Carrie, the musical, which is, yeah, it's a couple of years old, and it was a musical I never heard of before. So therefore it was new, and it was fresh for me, you know, to hear music and all that. And I went back later and, you know, listened to the original soundtrack, and I actually thought they did a nice rendition of the soundtrack and put their own spin on it, you know. And yeah, the music's really great in it, and I mean, sure, the storyline's probably not the best, and you know, as it can be sort of a cliche with musicals in TV show nowadays, because it happens in so many shows, but I actually think they did it quite nicely, and the songs are great to listen to, so why not? And the musical, it carries over so well to the storylines in the season, and they really had each character played perfectly. You know, just example, Betty's playing the girl next door, sort of nice girl, and then you have Archie playing the guy next door. You know, not the jock, but the football player is nice as well. And then you have Veronica, she's playing the mean girl, which has daddy issues and so on. So the characters fit really well with the characters in the show. So this is one of the episodes that is actually one of the highlights for me. And then the other one was, one of the last episodes in the season was when the serpents went head to head with the ghoulies, and you had, the scare, well, will Jughead make it or not? And I really enjoy when they do shots of the south side with the serpents. I think this is one of the strongest points, and I really hope to believe that they continue forward with this, and they have Jughead as the leader of them, and now in the season finale, Betty got the jacket as... No, she didn't get a jacket. Jughead asked her if she wanted to be the queen. But we also got to see Cheryl receive the jacket, Of course it was red and slash pink, what do you want to call it, because, she's never going to wear black. So that was sort of the nice spin. And I mean, she probably only joined because Tony's in the Serpents, and they sort of a thing now. So they're probably going to move forward with that relationship throughout season 3 as well. So there's a lot of potential going forward to the next season. So I really can't wait for that to happen. Unfortunately, it doesn't premiere until the 10th of October, so there's still some time left. Alright, so anyways, review time. Rating time, I mean. I'll rate it at 8 out of 10. Yeah, it's really good show. You get hooked almost immediately. It's sort of a mystery series, there's a lot of investigation going on, and I really like that. It's almost like you're watching a bit of a police show, if you want to call it. You know, if you watch like CSI and these sort of shows, because there's mystery and there's a lot of in this show as well. There's a lot of drama, and I really like this type of shows, and I hope it continues for many seasons more. So there you have it. As always, got any questions or suggestions from want me to review next? Just drop a comment down below. Until next time. Bye.